All right, I've got my coffee, little H2O, microphone, heading down the hallway and getting ready to take to the airwaves tonight. We have a lot of important stuff, headlines of the day to talk about, making news across the Commonwealth, throughout the country, and around the world, and we'll break it all down shortly. But look, you know your Pratt Pack. I'm a sentimental person at heart, and anytime I get a chance to just say hello or something special to someone that I think is significant to all of us just because they're good people, you know me, I got to do what I got to do. Anyway, I just sent Mr. Francona a little message, and he got back quickly just to say thank you. It's his birthday. Terry Francona. Look, there have been greater athletes, but one thing is for sure, there's not many greater people than him. And, you know, most people just know him as a manager, a Hall of Fame future manager now with Cincinnati, our arch nemesis in the division that our Pirates are in. And he, too, was a Pirate fan growing up. And Cincinnati, of course, legendary players that I idolize to this day, like Johnny Bench, the late Pete Rose, and just goes on and on and on, right? But it's funny, I didn't realize this was his birthday until just about an hour ago. But what I like to do to get my game face on, because I'm on the air so much, or I'm in the home studio, or I'm just doing something that has to do with this business, this is how I decompress. I get a coffee, I get in the little Chevy Equinox, and I tool around the hometown. It's funny, I was so busy for so long that I started dating somebody in New Brighton, and I had said to them, this is the first time I had been in town for like 20 years. Even though I lived in and around New Brighton, I was always busy 7 days a week doing play-by-play in Ohio, multiple TV shows on the radio, morning, noon, and night, that I never really got a chance to embrace my hometown. And I just thought this would be kind of a nice tie-in because of Terry's birthday. So I got a cup of coffee the other day, and hey, I went to get the oil changed, you know, things that you do. Cut the grass before I came into work, and I was winding my way through the high school in New Brighton, and there it was, Terry Francona Field. And it was packed. I mean, packed. I couldn't believe it. It was like I just needed to go on the air right then and there to tell someone, this is the field of dreams. Build it and they will come. And I was thinking, how many of these youngsters really know who Terry Francona was, or some of the players that Terry remembers playing with while growing up in New Brighton? And he'd be the first to tell you, if you think I was pretty good, A, B, C, D, and E. And that memorial field that they've done such a great job, in which he played many baseball games in between the lines growing up. You know, New Brighton is not any different than anybody else's hometown. Memories, people, places, things. You know, and every once in a while you see the Little League ball field, you see the Pony League field. It just kind of makes you go back to your youth and how I had a chance to watch so many of my friends do so many incredible things there. But Terry, just to give you an idea of the kind of guy he is, and if he were here, he wouldn't let me do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. When Boston basically broke the curse of the Bambino, and he had won the World Series, he literally, hours after, in a hotel room with his beautiful daughters, very small at the time, everybody just trying to catch their breath, he came on the radio with me. And it's something that I will take with me the rest of my life. Look, Terry and I know each other, but I'm not as close to Terry as many of his classmates and people from New Brighton, and especially those who played baseball with him, right, and basketball. But anytime we've ever been together, he's been so congenial and just so warm and inviting, and always takes time to listen, and nobody is more proud of him than I am. And I got to tell you, as much as I would love him to be the manager of the Pirates, it's kind of cool that he's the manager of Cincinnati. And I really loved Pete Rose. And Pete Rose was everything that was sports to me growing up. And even though they cost our Pirates, I think, a couple of more maybe opportunities to play for the World Series in the 70s, man, they were special. And to have him back in Cincinnati, if you're a Cincinnati Reds fan and you're watching this wherever you may be, you're lucky. Because not only did you get a really legendary manager who knows the X and O's in the game of baseball, but he's really a good guy too. So, Terry, much love from your Pratt Pack. Happy birthday, and keep doing what you're doing. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. On the radio, 6 o'clock, KDKA, 100.1 FM, AM 1020.